up, gang, and welcome back to my channel. It's Shamika and She Lives Well, and I wanted to share with you guys. I just did something and I'm totally amazed with myself. I ain't even gonna lie. Okay, so I just did my retight. I just did my own retight. I used to do my own retights back in the day, when it was much shorter, and also about 3 years ago in 2020, when the pandemic first hit and everything was shut down, um, and I had to do my own retight because I needed retight, but the salons and everything, no one was wanted to be around anyone. So, if you didn't know how to do your own retights, I don't know how you survived. But luckily, I was trained in 2004 at Yafa Natural Hair Studio in Atlanta, Georgia. Yafa means beauty in Hebrew. Just want to let you guys know. So I was trained at Yafa Natural Hair Studio in Atlanta, Georgia. It's no longer in Atlanta, Georgia, but that's where I was trained and that's where I worked at in 2004. Um, so they trained me on how to interlock hair. Of course, we can't call it sister locks, but they did train me on how to interlock hair. So luckily, I knew how to interlock hair. I had already interlocked hair before. And so when I first got my locks and I went through a little struggle, didn't have some money to get my hair done. So I had to do my own locks and it took me days and days and days and days and days to finish. I cannot lie. I guess when my hair was shorter, it was poofier, it was bigger, you know what I'm saying? And it just took forever to do to finish, you know what I'm saying? By the time I finished the front, the back needed a retype again. It was just so crazy. But then years later in 2020, I had to again do my own retype. So at that time I ended up going to what is it called? Going online. I was gonna say the name, but I ended up going online and getting some tools to help me do the retype. So 3 years later, here I am again doing my own interlocks. I mean, doing my own sister locks, but of course, I'm interlocking it. And since since names are protected and everything, I guess you could just say I just did my Mika Goddess locks. Okay, I'm gonna call them Mika Goddess locks or Goddess Mika locks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But here it is. I did the retight, guys. I am so amazed. And the crazy part about it is that it did not take me as long as it took me back in the day when my hair was shorter and much thicker and bigger. You know what I'm saying? It only took me, let me see, before I went to bed, night before last, I probably spent about 20, 25, maybe 30, maybe 40 minutes before I went to sleep. And I laid there and just did like a couple of the back rows. I was like, let me just give myself some motivation so that when I wake up in the morning, it'll be on go, right? So I just went on and did that. I did a couple of the back rows, probably two or three rows in the back. And then when I woke up the next morning, yesterday morning, I started, well, not immediately, but I went on and started doing my retype, okay? And so I would stop, do what I gotta do, then I'll start back. So it was next time I do it, because I am gonna do it again. Probably next month, and I'll probably time myself then. This time I didn't time myself. I don't know how long it took, but it just seemed much easier. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, it just seemed easier. And that's why I'm like, oh my God, I'm like halfway through my head and I feel accomplished. Okay. So listen, let me show you guys because I know you can't really see. So here are my locks. Let me show y'all what it looked like and see if y'all can see it. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see it, but here it is, my retight. And I don't even know if it looks good to you guys, but it feels so good. I feel like I got a retight because sometimes you get retights and it don't feel like you got one. You know what I'm saying? So it feels like I have one. Here it is. Y'all see it? Y'all see your girl? You see your girl working? Y'all see that retight? I know. Right? So, and then I was only going to do a little bit, But then once I got to finish yesterday, like once I finished the little part I was gonna do, I was like, let me add some more. So I added some more, even I added the sides. So I was like, let me just go ahead and add the sides because right now I'm about to go work out. And so I think that, I can put my hair up in a little ponytail and go work out like that. I think I can. So I wanted to show you guys before I go ahead and go work out because it might get sweaty, but it's still gonna be tight. So that's all I'm worried about. As you guys can see, the retight. And I'm not the type that want my parts to be shown. I don't have to have all that. But the thing is that it feels so good and it feels like I got a retight. Okay. Um. So yes, yes, yes. And I did this side here. So when I come back from my workout, you guys are going to be able to see me see me do this part. I'm probably going to record myself doing this part. Okay, up here nothing is retightening, so I put everything up here in a bun just to keep it separated. So yeah, so that's it, y'all. I put some oil on my scalp when I was finished. I sprayed it down with some mist, and I went to sleep last night and woke up this morning, and voila, still feeling good. Still feeling like I got a retight. It's not too tight, but it's tight enough to the point where I feel like I feel accomplished. I feel like I have a retight. You know what I'm saying? So I am going to go work out. When I come back, guys, it's gonna be on. I'm gonna take my shower. So y'all, I'm not gonna be funky. I'm gonna take my shower and we're gonna get to work. Y'all ready? All right, let's go. See y'all when I get back. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Shamika at Sheila's Well. Welcome back to Sheila's Yoga, where I'm showing you how to stretch your mind, your body, and your hair. Okay. All right, guys. In the first part of this video, you saw that I had did my retight for the back, right? So now I'm going to work on the front, and let's see if I can adjust this camera. Yeah, so I'm going to work on the front. Everything that is in this bun right here has not been retightened. Everything in these two ponytails in the back have been retightened. Okay. All right, guys. I told you guys that I was going to work out. Finish my workout. Now I am back. Okay. All right. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to let my hair down in the front, and I am going to start doing my retight. So the first thing I want to do, since it is kind of dry, I am going to put a little spray in it. I know I had put my spray down somewhere. I don't even know where I put it. So, oh, there it is. Okay, I'm looking dead at it. So, I have a little mist here. It's just, I think it's peppermint and rosemary oil in here, along with spring water, and it's really strong. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this in my hair. And again, I'm just putting a little bit. I don't want to put too much because I don't want it to be soaking wet. Okay, just a little bit. All right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to create little sections. I always feel like whenever I'm doing my hair like this, I like to create sections. That way, if I create the section, it seems like it goes by really quicker than trying to do all of this in one. So, all right, so I'm going to start with this section here. I'm gonna put this to the side. Something that I use to make sure that I don't mix up the ones that have been retightened with the ones that have not is I use little clips. And these are just one of the clips that I use. There's other types of clips that I use as well. Another type of clip I would also use is these. Also, the smaller ones like this. Okay, same kind like this. They're just a little bit smaller. So I use those, and it's another type of clip that I use too. I think it's over there. Let me get it real quick. All right, so here it is. These clips right here. Okay. All right. So those are all the clips that I use when I am retightening my hair to keep the hair separated. I am going to get started now with my retight. Are you guys ready? So the tools that I use, this is one of the tools that I use here. I know I've shown this before. I know you guys can probably see. So that's one of the tools I use. I also use this here. Whenever it's a lock and it seems like a lot of the hair, like here's, this is one. I'll find one and I'll show you guys when I use this one where I'm trying to get the hair to come through. A lot of times when it's a lot of hair and it's thick on the root, like close to where I have to pull through, if I know that it's not going to come through easy, I'll use this tool here to pull. That way it'll pull the bottom part through first instead of taking the tips of the hair through first. Okay, all right. Okay, I don't know if that made sense to you, but I hope it did. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to clip this over here to the side that is not retying, and the part that I'm not working on right now. So that's that, and then I'm going to get another clip, and I'm going to have this one waiting for when I begin to tighten my hair. All right, so this is how I do it, guys. I go ahead and I make sure I gather the new growth and all the stuff that's poofy and out of the lock. I want to go ahead and put my hair and my lock in my tool. As you guys can see, this lock has two on the tip. That means one was getting thin and it needed the support of the other one way long time ago. So I am going to go ahead and retight that. So that is going to go down. I just basically just feel my way through this since I really can't see all of my hair. So pretty much just feeling my way through. So I'm doing the 3 or the 4 star point technique. Okay, so I got that through, and I always want to end like my last one. I wanted to go in the position that I want the lock to fall in. Okay, so that's going to come through there, and that's doing really good. All right, guys. I think I can get one more. So this is going to be a 3 point. Sometimes it's 2 because I don't have a whole lot of new growth right now. So here we go. This is going to actually, this really could have been 2 because I don't even know if it's going to make it through the last little loop. Let's try it though. Let's see. Yeah, it did. So I'm going to pull this through. So I'm going to let that lay to the side. As you guys can see, there's a little bit of new growth that's wrapping around that lock. But sometimes I just leave it, let it be. But another thing you can do is just wrap the hair around the lock. You can just wrap it around the lock if you want to. Not to say that it will stay, but it might, pending. You can also use a clip like this if you want to. I don't necessarily do this, but you can do it like that, and just to give it a little bit more security. That way when you finish it all and take it out, that hair will be settled in that lock. Okay, all right. So right now I'm going to take that tool off, and this is a lock that has been done. Now when it's just one lock, it really does not stay. Sometimes they just slide right down. So what I do is I just wrap it around a couple of times. That way it'll stay. Okay. All right, now I'm going to find some more. I'm just going to create a little roll. And now I'm going to use another clip. So now wait a minute. Separating this from that. I'm gonna pull this over here to the side. And I created a little roll that I want to work on, okay? All right, so I'm gonna start here. This is gonna come to the front. I'm gonna make sure I gather the hair. Now, like something like this, as you guys can see, there's hair that's not in the lock, but I do want to definitely make sure it gets in there. Now, a lot of times, if I use this alone and go ahead and push the hair through, it's not going to collect all of that extra hair that's around the root of that lock. Okay, so this is a time that I would use the other tool, this tool. So what I basically do is I wrap the hair a little bit around just so that I can make sure it gets in there. I'm going to take this tool and I'm going to go through. I'm going to link it on to the hook and pull it through. That way I'm pulling that extra hair, I'm pulling that through the lock. But I don't want to stop there. I want to do it again because it's still loose. So I want to make sure I go again. I'm pulling it through this way. This time I'm taking it to the front. I'm pulling it through the front. So I'm going in a north-south, what am I doing? North, south, no, northeast, like in a clockwise or whatever direction. So there, as you can see, that hair did go through that lock, which is awesome. Now I'm going to do the last little, I hope I can get it through there. I don't know, guys. It might not go. If it doesn't go, that's fine. Yeah, I don't think let's see. It's gonna be pushing it. We're gonna try it though. I'm gonna try to get it through. Since it's only one lock, it's not any extra locks that's being supported on this one lock. So it should go through, and it's not a thick lock. It's not really, really thick. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and try. Let's go ahead and do it. All right, let's pull it through. Yep, see, it went through, no, without any problems. Now I just gotta pull it the rest of the lock through. And there you are. And there you have it. It's all the way there. Now, this part right here, yes, I want to wrap it around the lock. Now, sometimes you can use the little comb. Like you can use one of these little combs to, comb it out if you want to. You don't necessarily have to do that. But if you want to because of course my hair right now is kind of tangled. So I want to wrap it around that lock. And I'll wrap it around. Take it around. And there you go. You see it? Now there's another tool you can use too to make sure that the hair gets in the lock. But I don't know where that tool is right now, so I'm not going to look for it. But I'm just going to put a little clip there, and I'm going to add this to this clip. Okay, guys? I'm just going to take this out. Let me see. Since I'm on camera, of course, things are not going the way they normally go. Okay, here we go. So, of course, this still going to slide a little bit, so I'm going to wrap it around one time since it's two locks. There. Now you guys see? All right, so let's do another one. Let's do another one. All right, here we go. As you guys can see. Now, I'm not going to be filming all of this because I go so much faster when I'm not videoing. That's why I don't really do videos when I'm trying to retighten my hair and stuff because it just take all day. But again, I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. And this is what I have been wanting to do because I have been going to get my hair retightened by someone else who does an amazing job. but they don't take their time to make sure all of this extra hair is getting in here. And I've had a lot of fuzziness. And I just wanted to, do it myself so that I can take my time and get all of that hair through the lock so it doesn't look like it's, a whole lot of fuzzy hair. Okay. All right. So again, I'm gonna do the same thing I did to the other lock, just pulling that through, getting that hair, the extra hair, in this lock. All right, and then I'm going to take it to the front. And I don't know if that one is, I don't know. Wait a minute, guys. Hold on, because I want to make sure I get that hair through there. So I like to collect that hair right there where it's, where it is, and bring it through the loop, you know. So that way I know it goes through there and I'm not having to, I'm not having a whole lot of additional hair that did not make it through that lock. Okay. All right. So this, I'm gonna do one more, which I can feel. So when I'm doing this, I want to make sure that this tool is going through to make it where it's an opening. As you guys, I hope you guys can understand what I'm saying. So this is how I was trained. You want to make sure there's a little opening there, and you want to pull the hair through, voila, like so, and there you have it. Okay. All right, guys. I don't think I can get another one. I cannot get another one in there. So that's that. Now, after I did that one, what I'm going to do with these locks, I don't really have to. I can roll it, finger roll it real quick, but that's all I'm gonna do with that one. And then I'm going to get these other locks, loosen them up, and now I don't have to wrap it around anymore because it's enough where it's not the clip is not going to slide. Okay. All right. Where are those other locks? Here they are. All right. So I know I see a thin one somewhere, and I'm not really afraid of thin ones. I just take my time with them and I make sure they get interlocked properly. Um, a lot of times people rush and do it and then they pop. And that's the key. You cannot, when you see a thin lock, you take your time with thin locks, and you make sure that you're gentle with them. They're fragile. So you have to make sure you take care of them. Okay. Take care of the thin babies. Okay. All right, guys, here we go. This is kind of thin. It's not that thin though, but it's kind of thin, as you guys can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use the tool on these. I can use the tool on these and still going to be gentle, still going to be kind and loving. And I'm going to make sure that I am putting the tool through like so, pulling it through just a little bit. Now I may have to use the other tool, but I'm also making sure that I am going through the loop so that it gets interlocked properly. That is, I believe, is the key to make sure that it's done right. Now I can feel it with my hand. I can feel the hole. So when I'm putting the needle through, I'm making sure that it's going inside the hair right. Okay. And I'm pulling through again. Now I'm going to take this to the back. Even though I'm taking it to the back, it's not going to be the last one. It's just time to take it to the back because as you guys saw that this lock there was a lot of, I don't know if it was new growth or not. It was just probably just loose hair. Okay. All right. So again, I may have, let's see, I may have two more times I can go. Yeah, let's do two more. All right. So I don't want to, and see again, you can't just yank it through. You have to definitely take your time and do it gentle. All right. And then I'm going to do one more and I'm going to take it through. This time I'm gonna come up a little more because it's gonna be smaller. The hole is gonna be smaller, or the space is gonna be smaller. So I'm taking it through. As you guys can see, it went through perfectly. All right, and then I'm going to slowly slide this through. Now, as you guys can see, I did not yank it through. All right, so that is the outcome. Then I'm gonna take this extra hair, wrap it around, and I'm going to clip it. I'm gonna clip it right there. Okay. All right, guys. Let me see. Do I have another one? Yep. Got two more in this row that I was working on. So I want to do the one in the back first. I'm going to do the one in the back first. As you guys can see, I always say this. Y'all see my gray, my silver hair, and I'm loving it. Sometimes it's a love-hate relationship, but I'm loving it because I just can see myself with a big streak of silver hair in the front. That's what I see. That's what I see in my future. Okay. And it's going to be so beautiful. Okay. All right. I'm just showing you guys a little bit because I know it's going to take a little while for me to finish this. But, and again, like I said, when I'm doing the videos, it takes longer. So I'm just showing you guys just a little more of how I'm doing this. Retight. Now sometimes it gets tangled and it take me a minute to have to figure it out. And I had a scare yesterday and I felt like, oh my God, I hope I don't have to cut this lock off. But even if I had to, but I would have, worked it out where I put it back on. But I did get a scare. I thought I was gonna have to cut it out, but I didn't. All right, here we go. Clip it. And again, I had one more. Where is it? And I lost it. Did I lose it? Wait a minute, let's see. It was up here somewhere. Where is it? I know I didn't do it. Hold on, wait a minute. Let's see. Now I just gotta feel my way through this. All of these are locked. Okay. So where is that one? Do I see it loose anywhere? Did I lose it? Here you go. I'm like, did I lose it? All right, guys. I found it. Now again, just taking this hair, gathering it up. Now these are really not thick locks. So I have to do a whole lot of gathering of the hair at the root, which is a good thing. But at the same time, I do have to be gentle with these babies, okay? All right. And I feel like I think I need to use the tool for this one because I noticed something when I took it through. It was some hair that needed to come through that kind of got jammed up in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this tool. Let me take this off. I'm going to use this tool and I'm going to help it come through. That extra hair, I'm going to help it come through because I don't want it to be bunched up. Okay. I know you guys are like, what are you talking about? But somebody know what I'm talking about. I'm sure. All right, I think I can do one more. And you don't really have to put these thin ones, you don't have to put them too tight. Just want to make sure that they continue to get retightened so that they can continue to grow. And that's another thing too. I don't want to, like, when that extra hair is there, I want it to go through the lock so that it can also grow with the lock. And I don't want it to just, and for a long time, I've been having extra hair and it hasn't been, pulled through the lock. It's just been getting jammed. So when it gets jammed, it's like when I wash it, it's just fuzzy hair and it looks like a little baby afro. When it looks like a baby afro with some locks coming out. So that's another reason why I decided to do my retight this time, because I want to do it. I want to give it some love and do it correctly. All right. And again, I'm not, throwing no shade or anything, because the lady who does my hair does an amazing job. She's quick. Oh my gosh, she's so quick, and she does an amazing job. But it's just, I get it, you know what I'm saying? We do it. Somebody with my hair length came in my chair, honey. Whew, I don't know what I would do. I'd be like, okay, this is the day I quit. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. But I'm just saying though, it's a lot of hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and clip these so that I won't lose them again. Make it a little easier for me. And again, I feel some extra hair that I'm going to wrap around, and I am going to use a tool. So I feel like I'm going to be using that tool a lot right here, because this is my problem area where I have a lot of fuzzy hair, and I just want to make sure this fuzziness gets in the locks. That was my biggest thing this time. I wanted all of the fuzz to get in the locks, okay? Wanted to make sure they get in there, okay? Uh-oh, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. Now you see that? Something not right. You see that's too thin, so I'm just gonna pop that and take it back out. So that means I went in through the wrong way, because I don't want it to be that thin. All right, now that's better. And I see the little loop, okay? All right, so I'm going to pull it through, take the tool out, and pull the lock through, okay? Now, one thing you want to make sure, because I know a lot of times back in the day when I was doing my own locks, sometimes, and whenever I use this, it will pull other locks in with it. And that's one thing you have to be careful of, making sure that when you're pulling the lock through, you're not, they love each other, so they don't want, they don't want to be apart. So you have to make sure they're not trying to go into that lock too. Okay. So what I'm saying is, when I'm pulling this through, and see, this is this lock. Say another lock caught on to it, and it came through that hole with it. So that's what you'll make sure you avoid. Make sure you avoid doing that. Okay. All right, guys. That's it. That's nice. All right. Let's see if I can do it one more time. I really can. Let me see. I'm going to take it through and take that out, because that was the wrong location. So I'm going to come from the back and bring it up. I got to be very careful, because see, something like this will grab onto another lock and pull it through. So I want to make sure I don't do that. All right. So again, I took the tool out, pulling the lock through, and allowing it to lay right there. I'm going to clip it. All right. So, all right. So now I'm just about to just go ahead and do what oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I had already had some clip. Go ahead and do what I do. Okay. guys, okay, so I wanted to point this out. I'm doing my retight right now, and as you guys can see, this is why I'm doing it. I know I pointed this out before, but this is a really good example. So this hair right here is you would think it's new growth, but it's just extra hair that has not been like um all the way interlocked into a lock. And so every time I wash it, it always comes out of the lock. So what I want to do is I want to secure it in a lock. Now I'm going to use this tool here. As you guys can see, here's the extra hair that is around the lock. I'm going to gather that hair around like so. And then I'm going to begin to twist it around the lock, okay? And see, you have to take your time in doing something like this. So that's why it hasn't been done, because when I go get my retight, you know, this, you have to slow down with this type of stuff. So, so here we go. I'm going to use this interlock tool. I'm going to take it through. I'm going to take it through this way first. Go ahead and hook it on, pull it through. Now, let's see if it went through that time. I know I'm not going to let it go because it's, even if it went through that time, it's not all the way in. So as you guys can see, all right, yes, it went through. So now I'm going to, again, take it through again. I'm going to loop or hook it on and pull it through again. Now, I'm just securing the hair in there. Again, I'm going to do that same thing as I go in a clockwise circular motion. And here I am again locking that in, pulling it through, hooking it on and pulling it through. And again, pulling the lock through. Now, it is, the hair is in there, but what I want to do is I want to make sure that when I wash it, it's not going to come out again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it through one more time just to secure that hair. See how it's in there? Now, a lot of times what will happen is a loctician won't use this tool to make sure that their hair pulls through, and instead they'll use the regular sister lock tool, and that hair gets bunched up. Instead of going all the way through the lock, it'll get bunched up, and then when I'm washing my hair, it's coming out again. So this time what I want to do is, and I don't wash my hair a whole lot, so of course it'll be about a week or two before I wash my hair. That way I give it time enough to lock in there, okay? And it doesn't take my hair to lock because my hair kinky. I got that real kinky stuff. So I'm gonna wrap that around, and I'm gonna try to do it one more time. If I might not have space. Let's see, let's try it. I may not be able to do it. No, I don't think so. No, I'm not gonna be able to take it through one more time because it's just not enough space. So we're just gonna, you know, just go with that. And again, I had to wrap it around like so. Again, if you want to put a clip on it, you can. Don't necessarily have to. But as you guys can see, you see how that extra hair is in the lock now. You guys see that? Okay, just want to show you guys that. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. It is done. I am completely done. And I'm telling you guys, I finished my own retight. And I feel like I haven't had a great retight like this in a minute. Because I don't know, it just feels so good. It feels so good. And I did it myself. Woo! Look at that. Look at that retard. Oh no. You see? Oh, it feels so good. My scalp feels so good. So what I'm going to do is put a little oil feeling new. I'm feeling new. Y'all see I did my home retight? And I'm feeling accomplished. I'm feeling productive. I'm feeling ready. I'm feeling ready, guys. Turn around and you guys see my bag. Shaky, shaky, shaky. See any room? Yep, it grew. So, let me see you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. So I'm going to put a little bit of spray on the Locs. This is my mist that I formulate. Got a little rosemary oil along with hey Chanel. Got a little rosemary oil along with some peppermint oil in here. I don't want to put too much, and I don't want to put too much on my scalp. Then start getting, irritated. So not irritated in a bad way, but I start scratching my hair. I don't want to do that. So this is it, guys. I finished my own retight, and I'm so ready. I'm ready, guys. I'm gonna go to sleep though, so it's time to go to sleep. So I'm gonna be ready tomorrow morning when it's time to get up and go. Okay. All right, guys. I'm telling you, it feels so good. You guys can see, and I know somebody's going like, are you gonna do your edges? No. Not doing my edges, okay? No. I don't do my edges. The baby hair that you see is gonna be naturally there. Baby hair by nature. I'm not forcing nothing. Okay. But I'm just going to let that marinate in my scalp. Also too, I'm going to take a little bit of coconut oil, put it in my palm of my hand, and do like that, and then I just move it around like that in my hair. Get my tips really good. So that's what we're gonna do there. Put a little coconut oil in it. I love coconut oil. So that's it, guys. Got a little coconut oil on the Locs and the tips. I'm going to, let me see. Still got a little bit on my hands. I just massage that in there. And that's it, guys. Okay, I am about to log off. Thank you guys so much for watching again. I did my retight. Let's see, how long has it been? Last time I got a retight was June. Oh my God, I don't even remember. Was it June? Had to be June 8th. So it's been a month. So 4 weeks. This is my 4-week retight, and probably next time I'll wait a little longer. What I will do, if I have anywhere to go and I have like new growth, I'll probably just hit the fronts up to make it look like it's clean. But that's what I do sometimes if I got somewhere to go. But other than that, guys, I'm feeling new. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and hit that notification button, okay? All right, peace, guys. Again, this is Shamika, Ashley Lives Well. Thank you so much for watching. Peace. I'm living new, I'm feeling new, oh yeah, I'm new, oh yeah, everything is new, I got a new walk, with my new talk, with my new time, new look, even wrote a new book,